Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to One for Review. And today we're going to have a casual conversation about Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylon. This is the anime that I've been looking forward to for so long. I think I made a video about it months ago, back when I did the Lord El Malloy episode 0 discussion. And that's what we're doing here today. We are doing another discussion about Fate, because I love Fate and I couldn't wait for this to come out. So without beating around the bush, this came out on the weekend, not too long ago. Based on when this video goes up, I don't even know, considering there was a power outage and kind of screwed up my computer. But whatever. This came out on the weekend on Funimation exclusively, which is a bit weird. I don't know if it's going to be exclusively on Funimation or if it's going to be on both Crunchyroll and Funimation. I'm sure it would, but, you never know. I decided to watch this on Funimation for obvious reasons. I know a lot of people were able to watch this earlier via their phones on Fate Grand Order, but I said screw that, mainly because I wanted to have subtitles. Fate is just one of those series that I cannot just have Japanese, because it confuses the hell out of me. Maybe when I'm more fluent, I can do it. That's my goal, actually. My goal in life, be able to watch a Fate show without subtitles. When I can achieve that, that is when I am truly fluent in Japanese. But as for right now, I absolutely cannot do that. I will get lost. And by watching the first episode here, or episode 0, I think it's pretty obvious I would have been completely fucking lost if I did not have subtitles. I mean, the episode, for the most part, doesn't really have that much action in it, except for the first few minutes, which, getting to that, one of the things that I was curious about when coming into this show was the animation. I know that in Japan, Type Moon and Ufotable, we're not so much Ufotable, they really have been trying to get people addicted to Fate Grand Order, like animators, people in the industry, storyboard artists, screenplay people, just like people who work in anime. So they've been trying to get people addicted. So there are people who are huge fans of Fate Grand Order in particular that left their projects at their own studio to work on Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia. So I really wanted to see how the animation would hold up, or how it would look, and my gosh, it looks great. The first minute or 2 minutes of Mash and her little action scene was great. It was beautifully animated. I loved it. And for the rest of the episode, not too much happens, so you can't really see as good as the animation can get, but it does look very nice. The animation is very nice. In the first couple of minutes, you can definitely see they did a great job with the animation. It's very fluid at times, and I really like that. I also just really liked the action scene with Mash, which already tells me that they are changing some aspects from the game to the show, which it's pretty much what I expected, which is what they always do. I mean, Fate Stay Night was a visual novel, and their adaptation of it is completely different, or not completely different, but very different from the visual novel. Same thing could be said here. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be completely different, so then it will make sense for people who are not aware of the game. Then again, it's kind of hard to think, like, if you're not aware of the game, you probably don't understand what happens at the end, where she's talking about, where Mash is like, oh, all my adventures through all the other singularities and all that. It's like, who fucking knows what's going on if you have not played the game, or you have no context of what's going on. So, yeah, maybe this could be very confusing for people who are not avid fans. That being said, episode 0 really focuses around 2 characters, Romani, which is a great character, and Mash, which is my beloved character. Other than that, you get a lot of cameos from other characters. Leonardo da Vinci pops up, my guy right there. He pops up for a little bit, other characters pop up, and you see Fu for a little bit. But for the most part, the episode mainly focuses on Romani and Mash, which I think was a good way to kind of set up the universe and explain it for people who have no idea what's going on, which Fate always has episode 0s, I think. For the most part, they do. So it's always good to kind of explain away what's going on before the show even starts. Speaking of the show itself and explaining away, Mash. Mash is finally here, guys. Mash, for those who have no idea, Mash is my favorite character of all time. I love Mash. I wish I could have more Mash in my life. I want her to be real, she is a phenomenal character. And it brought such joy to my heart to see her animated and fully voiced and just in a show for the first time. Even though she wasn't a movie, but it wasn't that good of a movie, now she's in a show, and I can't wait to see her on her adventures even more. They characterized her very, very well, and gave her such a deep character and such a good background that I feel like anybody who even hates MASH will start to like MASH. Little funny side note. This is one of the few times you'll hear about this, but what I think is funny is that MASH was a character that just appeared in the games, and I never really thought too much of her. It wasn't until I realized everybody around me hated MASH for whatever reason. Their main reasoning being that she's a cock block because you like other characters, and then she comes in and they get annoyed by her. That's not even talking about how useful she is in the actual game. But I remember so many people telling me that, in particularly my siblings telling me that I hate MASH, that it just kind of became a joke, that I became the ultimate contrarian and decided to I love MASH. MASH is my everything. So every time people talk bad about MASH, I'd always mention to talk very highly of MASH and that I love MASH, which is not true, or it wasn't true back then. I just did it because I wanted to be a contrarian. Since then, it's been like a year and a half, or maybe longer, maybe 2 years, I don't even know, since that's happened, and I actually genuinely like MASH. I don't know if I convinced myself to like her, or just over time I ended up liking her, but now MASH is just one of my favorite characters of all time. I love her design, I love her character, I love her voice. And in terms of the show, I liked her in here too. I thought she did a great job, the voice actress that is. I thought they did a great job animating her. I can't wait to see her fighting. I can't wait to see my favorite joke character fighting, which that's too mean to say it's a joke that I like her. It did start off as a joke, but then it kind of turned into, I really do actually like MASH. Heck, I even went as far as to buy expensive figures of MASH just to prove that I liked MASH, which again was a joke, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I really can't think of much more to talk about with the first episode. It really just characterizes MASH and Romani, and then kind of explains a little bit of what's going on in the universe. It's got great animation. Music, can't really say too much. It's pretty good so far. I can't wait to see the rest of the show. I don't know exactly when it comes out. I haven't been paying attention, unfortunately, but I can't wait to see it. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is right when I got about to the ending of Fate Grand Order, I was thinking to myself, I understand everything that's going on, but I can only imagine people who have no idea what Fate Grand Order is are just so confused. And I was thinking about this even with Lord El Malloy Case Files, episode 5, which as of filming this, that's the most recent episode. I was watching that episode and thinking, man, I understand everything that's going on, but people who are not intimately familiar with the Nasuverse or just the Fate universe in general have no fucking clue what's going on. And I do feel like that is an event that will be kind of reoccurring as the years go by. I just feel like Fate is just becoming that much harder to get into if you are not already into it. I was one of the lucky ones. I got into it not when it first started, but kind of when Ufotable took over. Obviously I did not get into it when Studio Dean was a part of it, but that's besides the point. So I got into it pretty early, and now I'm just intimately familiar with it, and I know everything of how it goes. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that while watching, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia, and Lord El Malloy Case Files, just how complex this universe is. And I just see comments all the time of people saying Fate is confusing, Fate's hard to get into, and really it's not that hard to get into. You just need to know where to start off from, and then after that you can go in any which direction you want. It's really not that hard in my opinion, but then again, I know how it works. Speaking of Lord El Malloy Case Files, I did a video of it a long ass time ago, and I plan to be making another video. I don't know how soon, probably a month from now at this point, because I don't know if I'll have time to make it. But I will be making a dedicated video to Lord El Malloy Case Files. But basically, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it right now. Without giving anything away, I really do like Lord El Malloy Case Files. It's as good as I could have predicted. I mean, I love it. But I will do a more in-depth video of that later. More on the news of Fate. Not too much I could discuss, but of course they did release a little preview of the first Camelot movie that's coming out in 2020. Nothing really much happens. They use a really cool song, which I can't play because I don't want Sony Music to come after me again. There's not much to show in the preview. It looks kind of cool. Other than that, there's really nothing to discuss. Can't wait to see it though. In terms of other Fate products, Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel Part 3. Spring Song is the name. This comes out next year. They released an official image of it. There it is on screen. You can check it out. Looks pretty cool. Other than that, no information. Of course, dying to see that. Can't wait to see the conclusion to the trilogy. It's going to be great. There are so many trilogies out there that are coming out in terms of anime. This is the one I'm most looking forward to. So I can't wait to see it. Hope you do a good job. Heck, I know they're going to do a good job. And in terms of other stuff in Fate, I really can't think of any. I really did not prepare for this video, as you guys can see. I just kind of know some things that I was going to bring up. Other than that, I think that's the end of this discussion of Fate. I really don't have too much to say. I had some news. Of course, 2 movies coming out in early 2020. Get excited for that. Lord of Malloy is currently airing, and it is on its 5th episode. By the time this comes out, probably 6th episode. So don't forget to check that out. That is on Crunchyroll and on Funimation. If I'm wrong about Funimation, sue me. Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia isn't currently airing. It has episode 0, and that is on Funimation. So don't forget to check that out. Other than that, I have to say that's the end of this video. It's the end of this rambling discussion. That's probably what I'm going to call it, rambling discussion. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys have watched Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia, the episode 0. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought. Let me know if you're excited for any other Fate material that's coming out, and if you want me to do a specific video on a specific Fate property. Make sure to comment it down below, and I will give it some thought, and in a month's time, I might respond. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Grant1 for a review, and as always, have a nice day.